Yes, queen, slay! Slay! Slay your enemies! Ruler of one of the realms of men! Smite down those that oppose you!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Explain Warhammer 40k to my girlfriend. My name is Ava, and joining me, as always, is my lovely significant other, Carrie. Welcome!
Hello! Look at my wings! I assume I have wings right now.
You might. I
Flap,
don't know.
flap.
I don't know what I'm going to draw
Flap.
for this one.
If you don't do wings now, I'm going to look like an idiot.
You're going to look for real silly, I know.
Flap, flap.
Welcome. We're back on our Primarch video series. We're talking about the Angel, Mr. Sanguinius, today.
Oh, Blood Man.
You've been really excited for this one. I'm excited to talk about it.
I am very excited.
There's going to be a lot of excerpts today.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. I don't have to do anything. I'm just sitting.
Yep.
Entertain me.
I will. Before we get started, make sure you do all the YouTube pleasantries. Really helps out. If you're listening on Spotify, I don't know what that's like. Like it? I don't know.
I think they have visuals now.
No idea. Also, you can check out our merch store and stuff. All the links to support us and stuff are all in the description. Thank you very much for your support. Hey, because you guys helped us, we're talking about this in the 40k video and not the fantasy video because these videos get more views. Haha. We have a community voted episode and merch item. So be on the lookout on our social medias, be that the YouTube community tab, our Blue Sky, or if you're in the Discord, which you can get access to if you're on the Patreon. Be on the lookout for votes for those. That is a community voted episode and a merch item that you guys will get to vote on. It'll probably last like a week, maybe two, something like that. Be on the lookout for it. Anyway, my love.
Hello.
What can you tell me about Sanguinius?
Flap, flap. He got wings.
He does have wings. This is true.
But like without becoming chaos for the wings.
Well,
everybody else who got wings, they had to like add them on. He got his sheer talent.
Well, we'll talk about that.
He's the pretty one.
He is pretty, but notably...
But like beautiful pretty, not just like stunning to look at, like ethereal art pretty. Like not just like, damn,
he's well put together.
He's not just mogging on everybody. Like, he was sculpted by God.
The boy is pretty.
The boy is very pretty. The boy likes blood.
He
later.
Does. He's a vampire.
Well, I don't know. Maybe early.
He's basically a vampire.
Right. Which
we'll talk about it.
He's got the prettiest armor, in my opinion. Well, like his boys do. Because they get to they get to put gems and stuff on there.
They've got lots of gems, lots of gold. You like the color red.
What's the point if I can't put sparklies on it? He's got what's the word? Like a psychic diffusion field of emotions.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about in earlier episodes, like he kind of has like a radiance of calm around him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like people are like, I'm chill now.
He's good at diffusing situations in that way, I assume. I know that he has some kind of foresight, which is partially helpful for him in battle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Depending in different ways.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
I've heard that he is not a very good tactician, at least compared to his brothers.
Yeah, we're coming off of tacticians like Gilliman and Dorn and stuff, and like they're like top of the line.
Yeah, top tier.
Yeah, they're top tier. A lot of that has to do with the Blood Angels themselves and the way that they like conduct war. So we'll go into a lot of details, but
mind you, like if you compare me to Michael Phelps, I can't fucking swim, right? Like,
well, yeah, but
I can, but I'm not the best.
Yeah, exactly. With that said, we don't have a whole lot of details on his origin because the planet that we're going to land on is called Bal Secundus.
Fuck it, we ball.
Bal Secundus is...
Sorry, it sounds like suck on this.
Secundus. The name makes sense if you let me finish the sentence.
We ball, suck on this.
Just let me finish the sentence. It'll make sense, I promise. It's also called Balfora, if that helps.
I'll make it weird. I don't know how yet.
Bal Secundus is one of the two moons that orbits the planet Bal.
Okay, right.
So that's why it's called Bal Secundus. It is a red desert...
You're saying it's one of two balls?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
That makes D's nuts easier to suck on.
I'm just going to call it Balfora so you stop.
Okay.
This is going to be the whole episode.
balls out for
every time I say Ball Secundus, you're gonna be like, it's interesting. Sanguinius really cares about Ball Secundus. Interesting.
What are the implications, possibly?
Balfora is a red desert. Think of it like Mars, right? It's like kind of orangey, reddish, And the people naturally struggle to survive the harsh wasteland, and generally we're seen by other people as like barbarians. It's kind of hard to build a society when there is water on this orb that will make you melt. Like the radiation on Balfora is fucked up.
Oh,
it's a
Why are
horrible
we here?
place. This is where
How do we keep
Sanguinius
ending up in these places?
Well, so there's also a lot of other threats than the radiation, like wild animals, mutants, and, more. This place sucks. Sanguinius lands here. Great. Awesome. Very little. We don't know, like, anything about Sanguinius' childhood because of a couple reasons, but mostly because, like, Balfora doesn't really have a society as of yet. Because you can't make a society if you're struggling to, like, eat today.
Yeah, it's a little hard to organize.
It's a little hard to organize when it's like, got super cancer. Fuck. Shit.
That does suck.
Another reason why we don't know a lot is because there's a lot of legends about Sanguinius coming that have been repeated ad nauseum for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. But what we do know is that Sanguinius was adopted by a clan known as the Pureblood.
Oh, great. Such a wording never goes wrong at all.
We can assume that he had a typical Primarch upbringing where he by age 3, he's like the size of an adult human and he's incredibly smart and he's powerful and yada, yada, yada. As we mentioned, Sanguinius is beautiful and he's able to melt hearts at a glance, calm warriors with a smile, and generally is loved by all. And for some reason, has gigantic angelic wings on his back.
Since being a baby?
Yep.
That would have made swaddling a little more complicated.
I have an excerpt here. This is the Emperor looking at Sanguinius' wings when they first meet.
Oh no, I've heard he's weird about it.
You keep looking at my wings. Wings, I note, that you and your followers do not possess.
Sanguinius scanned the men and women still waiting by the landing craft, then looked to the Emperor once more.
Do I bear these by your design, or some twist of misfortune?
The Emperor looked at him with the keen eye of an inventor assessing a prototype, as well as the forgiving gaze of a father, a seamless blend.
You are exquisitely wrought, said the Emperor. Exquisitely and painstakingly.
Which was no answer at all. Dad, why do I have wings? I don't know. Fuck it.
Ask your mom.
Could be due to the radiation. Maybe it fucked with his Primarch genes. We've seen that happen with like Vulcan and his salamanders. It could be warpiness because they did get like launched through the warp to end up here. So
maybe he just spliced him with a fucking dove, when he was making the DNA sheet.
But we can tell from this, like, the Emperor straight up has no clue.
What if he just had weird mannerisms that were like bird-like? Like he does thing with his head that pigeons do.
he's looking at me real weird.
Or he's like a seagull. Like he can't not steal people's food if they're eating it near him.
He coos whenever he's happy. Occasionally when he's mad, he just caws. That'd be very, very annoying. Like you're just trying to have a conversation, like a really serious conversation with a family member. And you're like, yeah, I just like, like that would be.
You turn
really,
to him.
really
Are you preening again?
No. I bet those wings are really hard to maintain, actually. Like, they're huge. We do know the feathers do come off, and some of his sons eventually take them as, like, badges of honor or, like, respect.
Right. Well, I mean, assuming that they're, like, actual bird feathers, which they look like, feathers are essentially a different kind of hair. They're like a hair cluster that shoots out. So, I mean, they would grow back.
He just has, like a band of absolute simps following him around. They're like, oh my god,
oh my god,
this is from Sanguinius himself. Oh my god. Another detail about Sanguinius that we know that is a bit mysterious, whether this was intentionally created from the Emperor himself or perhaps it's a result of the warpy energies or whatever. Sanguinius has the ability to see the future, though it's not clear, and he understands that it is just one of many paths. Sanguinius's logic is the future is not set in stone. Now, there's a bit of misconception in the fandom that even I was under this impression for a while, that Sanguinius's visions are always positive or show positive things. That I couldn't actually find any evidence of that. That just seems like a fan thing that's been spread around.
When you say positive,
like it's always something good. He sees something good happening.
Okay.
But that doesn't have any... there's no source on that. I can't find anything about that because Sanguinius does get dire visions all the time. Notably, he sees the day he dies.
I was going to say, I've heard that he sees his own death, so I wouldn't think that's like a yay!
Yeah,
oh my god!
Sanguinius, I think it's more accurate to say that he has a positive outlook on these visions because he sees them and goes, that's one road.
Right. He's an optimist.
I don't have to take that road.
But he can't see the other roads.
He might.
He's not like Doctor Strange sitting there with his head going wild, being like...
No, so it depends on the author exactly how it's described. I'm about to read an excerpt that is my favorite. It's from The Grey Angel, but it's really weird. And you can kind of... I get the idea. It's really, really hard to have a concrete view of the future when essentially they're just echoes.
Yeah.
So with his strength and his compassion, Sanguinius, of course, he's a primarch. He unites the clans of the pure blood, and he goes against the cannibalistic mutant creatures that were threatening them. There's like mutant creatures all over Balfora. They're like attacking people, and Sanguinius is like, "This will happen no more." He does the primarch thing. We've been here. We've done this. We come on.
He bumps him on the head.
So normally Sanguinius is very calm, very kind, very good guy. In battle, all that out the window. He is like a fucking monster in
he
battle.
Does the Canada thing. He's like, I don't care who started this war, I'm going to end it.
In an instant, Sanguinius's kindness vanishes, and all that's left is a berserker bathing in the blood of those who pose a threat to those he loves. I have a short excerpt of what a human saw when he was doing this. He, the pure one, wanted no harm to befall us. He raged, at first a white, blazing light, then, as death walked beside him, a terrible red thing. His eyes and crown seemed to burn intense, a corona of bright violence, a sandstorm of destruction. We were caught in the deadly beauty of his dance, and then there were no mutants. Only silence, and he stood before us, dripping, still as the calm. So even when he's going nuts, it's like, oh, he's gorgeous. Every move is graceful.
He's like that bit in How I Met Your Mother where Barney can't take a bad picture, and they start trying to capture him in moments where he's like sneezing or something.
Just fucking mogging every...
He's like mid-stabbing a guy. He's like, ooh.
Ooh,
Oh. So would you say, does he still have his faculties about him, or does he kind of like black out when he's going?
It depends how fucking mad he is.
Okay.
We have some POVs where he is raging, and he's not animalistic. He's not a barbarian. He is in control of what is happening. He's sort of like, you know Kratos from God of War? His whole thing in the newer games is he used to be like uncontrolled rage, but as he grows older, he understands like you need to use your rage as a weapon. You need to have control over it so that you can go sicko mode and not lose control of yourself.
My understanding of Kratos' whole story arc is just cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yeah. Listen, the dude
You gotta learn that your emotions are just your body communicating with you, and you do actually have the choice of how you react to them.
Bro
but also it's
needed
okay
to
to
just
recognize them as real things.
Bro just needed to take a couple hundred years to mellow the fuck out. That's all he needed.
We all need a little alone time. We all need to have one of those days where we snack a little more than usual.
I mean, he had that alone time, then he met a lady and had another kid.
Sex is helpful.
Well,
for your emotions.
When he was angry in those first 3 games, he was also having a lot of sex. Let's be clear.
I don't mean all the time. I just mean it can be helpful. It's like anything, right? Too much,
he's
too
Greek.
little at the wrong time. He's Greek.
He's Greek.
Okay, get this boy some olive oil.
Kratos, you're very shiny today. Yes, the olive oil.
That is actually how they used to bathe. They didn't have a crazy amount of clean water, so they would actually just rub themselves in oil and then scrape it off with a knife. That was a common way to clean yourself.
Dude, have you seen Achilles, bro? It's fucking glistening.
I mean, if you think about it, it's basically a pre-moisture treatment,
yeah?
And then oil and dirt mix, and then you'd just be really moisturized. And
that's what Sanguinius is doing, just fucking
yeah, man. But he's got the oils. He's got jojoba oil.
You know what I'm talking about? The dude in in the oil, but it's just Sanguinius.
Oh yeah, when he starts floating out of it.
Oh.
I mean, this kind of sounds maybe Dune's even a little happier of a planet than this, but.
So,
scary desert planet.
After Sanguinius does this, he unites the people of Balfora, and he completely kills all of the cannibal mutants. And so the people of Balfora are like, oh my god, Sanguinius, you're our savior! And in the years that follow, they start to worship him as a god.
Oh, I'm sure Daddy loves this.
Let's talk about the Emperor's arrival. Yay.
Okay. Wait, does he like being worshipped as a god on this planet?
He doesn't really mind it. Sanguinius will do anything for the people that he loves, and he loves all the people of Balfora. They're essentially he takes responsibility for them, and he doesn't love being he's not haha, I am a god, wow. He's right. If this brings them comfort, I'll let them do that.
Okay.
Because I am their protector.
I've heard that he's a bit of a Jesus allegory.
I mean, he's got the fucking wings, and he's bathed in golden light, and everybody likes him. It's a bit.
And Jesus was known for he could quell conflicts and calm people. Yeah. And
performing miracles,
visions, and knowledge of the future.
And then Willem Dafoe rips out his own heart and goes, check this shit out.
Bro, that movie was wild. That was great. But yeah, okay. Also desert area aesthetically.
Yeah, Mars, desert, stuff like that. Let's talk about the Emperor's arrival. Naturally, Dad comes and is oh, what's this Sanguinius guy? What the hell? I gotta go check this dude out. So we talked a bit about the Emperor. As time has gone on, he's sort of stopped the whole trials thing, and he doesn't do trial stuff anymore. Well, not that often, but this time he disguises himself, goes to Balfora just to see what Sanguinius is. He's I gotta just investigate this. I don't want to make a scene, so I'm gonna put the hood on again. And he's shuffling around, and he sees Sanguinius, and this was kind of unnecessary because Sanguinius had already seen the Emperor's arrival in a vision. And he points at him and he's like, hey, I see you.
Oh no, it's that crazy comic. Have you seen that comic of a time traveler being spotted by Jesus?
Oh yeah, and he's talking with people, and then
you need to go back.
He looks up in perfect English and goes, leave. Get
That's
out of
so
here.
Scary.
That is
scary. I remember the first time I saw that comic, my heart skipped a beat. I was like, oh.
Hey, I see you. Stop it. So he calls out the Emperor and he's like, hey, let's meet one-on-one away from everybody else, okay? Because I don't, I'm getting a weird vibe off of you.
The vibes are off.
Sanguinius meets with the Emperor and his guards deep in the deserts of Balfora. And the Emperor comes down in a giant spaceship, and it's a fucking spectacle, and it's the Emperor of mankind. We get it, right? Here's the excerpt.
He leaned into the desert wind, stretching his muscles and rising on a thermal of bitter breeze. The temptation was there, like it always was, to soar, to break free of the ground and his responsibilities, taking to the sky and seeking distant lands where the secrets of the old wars lay buried. Today that urge was both stronger and weaker. His heart was ill at ease with what this meeting would mean, but nevertheless, he burned to know what lay ahead. He arched groundward, landing lightly with a scuff of his boots across the earth and a final furling of his wings. Dust swirled around his shins as he stepped forward. The golden figures carried weapons, a panoply of axes and spears and hand-caliber firearms. Sanguinius carried only his sword, undrawn, riding low on his hip. "Welcome to Balfora, Outlanders." He spoke Enochian, the tongue of his people, the pure. He wondered if the Outlanders would understand him, or whether they would be forced to rely on hand gestures and awkward mimicry. "My son," said one of the golden ones, somehow speaking it silently. He felt his father's voice for the first time as one of his own thoughts, a sensation rather than speech, backed by a tremendous feeling of suppressed force. The golden man, if he was a man, that sent the contact seemed to be making a significant effort to restrain himself, or to contain the power within himself. There was more there, though. My son rhymed with my weapon, and rhymed with the ninth, and rhymed with other concepts that Sanguinius couldn't parse from the core of the man's meaning. A lifetime of perspective was bound up in that contact, and Sanguinius sensed only the gulf between his father's silent words and the meaning behind them. But he felt no threat in the touch of mind upon mind. Confidence, impatience, love, caution. Approximations of those where words couldn't quite convey the actuality. It was all in there. The man, and he did seem like a man, dark of skin and hair, smelling of metal and sweat, in possession of a heartbeat, walked closer. "I am the Emperor," the man said as he stepped out from the spacecraft's shadow. "And I am your father." "Father," the man had said, the word rhyming in silence with master, with shaper, with creator. Sanguinius met the Emperor's eyes. What he saw there, glinting in the light of his father's gaze, was the answer to a question he'd never even considered. This being, this Emperor, was human, but he was not exactly a man. "I see the light of many souls in your eyes, many men, many women." The Emperor smiled. "Is that what you see?" He spoke flawless Enochian, but that perfection itself was a flaw. He spoke the tongue with the same dialect and inflection as Sanguinius himself. Either the Emperor was pulling the meaning from the angel's mind, or imprinting meaning upon it. Whichever was true, he wasn't really speaking the language at all, nor was Sanguinius entirely certain he could see the man's mouth move. "I have sought you for many years," said the Emperor, and behind those words Sanguinius sensed the cheering of crowds and the burning of worlds. His blood ran cold in the desert heat. "I have seen shades of this meeting many times in my dreams," Sanguinius confessed. A heavier gust blew from the east. He instinctively lifted a wing to shield himself from the gritty air. The Emperor's eyes followed the movement. He began to circle Sanguinius in a slow walk, one gauntleted hand reaching out, fingertips running down the angel's feathers. Sanguinius's pale gaze tracked his circling father, but his wings rippled with discomfort each time the Emperor moved behind him out of sight. "You are uneasy," said the Emperor. "That is natural, my son. I have come not only to liberate you from exile, but to ease your heart and mind with all you need to know." Sanguinius felt a lifetime of questions trapped on his tongue. There was one, however, that was always going to break free first. One question above all others that had plagued him and haunted his people since the tribe of pure blood had discovered him in the wild lands. They worshipped him for his strength and beneficence, but they feared him for the question that now lay unspoken between father and son. "Ask," said the Emperor. "Ask the question I sense lying upon your tongue." The angel pulled back from his father, not furling his wings, but spreading them. With sudden passion, he beat a fist against the animal hide of his breastplate. A lone feather, swan white, drifted in an arching dance down to the dusty earth. What am I?" "You are my son," said the Emperor. And again, meanings and concepts danced beneath those words. "You are my son" was overlaid by "You are a primarch," and "You are my 9th general," and "You are a component of the great work," and "You were stolen by the enemy," and, most unsettling of all, "You may have been changed by them." "I don't know what you mean." "You will," the Emperor assured him. "You are the death of faith," Sanguinius replied. "That I know." The Emperor regarded him before speaking. "Yes," his father agreed. "And also, no. How do you know of such things?" "I told you. I have dreamed of this day. Fragments, shadows, suggestions. Sometimes they come to me, fierce with emotion yet raked clean of detail." "Faith is a weapon," said the Emperor. "A weapon that the species cannot be trusted to wield." "My people revere me as their god," Sanguinius replied. "That brings them a measure of peace. No doubt to you and your sky-sailing kind, we are nothing but primitives, roaches in this poisoned desert. But I reward their faith in me. I am their servant. I am mercy when my people need it most, and I am death to their enemies." "That does not make you a god, my son." "I never said I was a god. I said my people believe me to be one." Sanguinius stared into his father's inhuman, too human eyes. "My people, the pure, are to be left in peace. Whatever pacts you and I swear this day, my inviolate condition is this. No ship will enter Balfora's heavens without my mandate, and no interference will be permitted to the clans of pure blood without my permission. We have carved out the solace of peace here, together, and you will not threaten it, father." The Emperor nodded. Not in agreement, but in sudden understanding. "That is why you fear me, is it not? You fear the endangerment of what you have achieved here." "I speak of loyalty and love," the angel said gently, "and you speak of achievement." "Am I wrong?" asked the Emperor. "I fear for the lives of my people, who deserve only peace. A peace we have fought so hard for. Behind your words I hear the triumph of cultures that see you as their savior, but I also hear the razing of cities and the burning of worlds. I hear the dirges of faiths now forbidden, and the mourning of those nations that followed them. Am I wrong?" The Emperor said nothing. Later, many times over the decades to come, Sanguinius would think back on those words. For all the purity of the Emperor's intent, there were so many compromises. Faith could not be tolerated, except for when it could. Religions were drowned in the ashes of defiant worlds, except when their usefulness aligned with the great work. The Emperor needed the Martian Mechanicum, and he allowed them to worship him as the Omnissiah, the incarnated avatar of the machine god. Perhaps necessity carves holes in everyone's principles, human and god alike. "What am I?" Sanguinius asked again, this time with an edge to his tone. The Emperor's voice softened, as did his expression, only his eyes were unchanged, remaining lit by inseparable, uncountable souls. "You are a gamble against the death of hope, my son. You are a roll of the dice at the end of the game. What do you call yourself?" He called himself by the names his people had given him. First, the nicknames of youth, then the name he'd received as he grew to lead the clans of pure blood. A name sacred to the tribe that had come to view him as their god. A name that marked him as theirs in spirit, if not in birth, meaning of the pure blood. The Emperor nodded. "Sanguinius, you are a primarch, a component of the great work, stolen from me and torn from its place, denied to me all these years. I have need of you, my son. Humanity has need of you. You are instrumental to the species' salvation. I have come to lift you from these dry roots, to take you into the stars, to give you a legion to command and a future to fight for. Once more, Sanguinius heard the adulations of crowds in bright sunlight and the cries of populations on burning worlds. He asked then what no other primarch had given voice to. Even Angron, upon his discovery, would act without asking the question Sanguinius now asked. What if I refuse? The Emperor seemed to weigh this. You will not refuse. I know your soul. Here you've saved tens of thousands of lives. With me, you will save billions of lives on millions of worlds. You will save the life of every human yet to be born. That is not something you could turn your back on. They stared into each other's eyes, father and son, creator and created. Neither argued against the truth of the Emperor's words. I want something from you. I want your oath. The Emperor was silent, allowing his son to continue. Do you swear, on whatever oaths hold value to you, that you will leave the clans of pure blood in peace, untouched by your designs unless they desire otherwise, free to exist as they already exist, believing whatever they choose to believe? The Emperor hesitated. Sanguinius saw the calculation in his father's eyes, and he wondered, is he taken aback by the love I bear for my people, or is he merely considering alternate avenues around this obstacle in his great work? The Emperor finally spoke. You have my promise. Sanguinius closed his wings. Then let us speak of the future, Father. And so they did.
Is this from the book? I know there's one book that's called Sanguinius, and it doesn't have him in it.
Yep.
But which book is this from?
This one is from Echoes of Eternity, which is one of the Siege of Terra books.
So this is like a, what's it called? Like a flashback at that point.
Yeah, this is Sanguinius reflecting on times that he had with the Emperor. Also, a lot of the Siege of Terra books have things like this because, details like this hadn't really been fleshed out at that point.
Makes sense.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah. I can see why you chose this passage. It's
because it's awesome.
Very interesting. There's a lot of stuff that stands out to me. Notably, of course, I've asked before, what if they refuse?
Mm-hmm. And Sanguinius is the only one who asks it.
Yeah, which I find fascinating.
Not Gilliman, not Vulcan, not even the traitors, or who would go on to be traitors. Nobody asked this. The first thing that's kind of stood out to me, which was kind of echoed throughout this whole thing, is language is quite important. Very. Not just in the sense of because he speaks this foreign language and the Emps can communicate to him anyway. It's wow, that's super cool. But it's the part where
there's an aspect of you're not just conveying a word, you're conveying that word's meaning, and people use words to mean different things. So, which is something we all deal with, and is a common human communication. That's what communication is, right? Yep. And some people are quite good at it, some people not so much. But he is a savant. He's this is, I can see that this is his power in a way, right? Yeah. I'd be fascinated to see, two things popped into my head as something I'd be interested to see. One, I'd be interested to see this scene from Emp's perspective. He gets one of my refusals. He goes, thinking. Oh my fucking God. He just starts panicking. Fuck. No! But also, I would be really interested to do some research on how these books are translated into other languages. Ooh, that would be cool. Yeah, seeing how does it... Yeah. Yeah, because for instance, one of the most interesting ways to do deep diving into Tears of the Kingdom lore and stuff is to look at how individual items were translated differently. Same exact thing with FromSoft games. Yeah, exactly. Because because even if one word is changed, that might completely alter the description of what you're trying to conclude. Yeah, because words are obviously chosen very purposefully, but it's not always to convey clarity. Sometimes it's to convey an intention. I really love the detail specifically that they're speaking Enochian, which is it's fucking angel talk, right? But he even knows that he's not sure if he's just hearing it or if Emps has gone over and memorized Enochian. It's too perfect. Yeah.
I don't know if I can even see his mouth move.
Yeah, which is like crazy.
I love this because I would love to show this passage to anybody who claims like the Emperor's just like a normal guy. Like, no, he's weird. He's too human. And that in and of itself makes him alien.
Yeah,
he's
it reminds
mimicking.
me of the chameleon circuit in Doctor Who, which just like psychically makes it sound and look like you're speaking whatever language.
Yep.
It tricks your brain and everybody else's brain. It's a convenient plot device, you know. But like there are like 2 or 3 times when like very, very, very smart beings
go like
are like, why do I understand you? Because I can tell that you're not speaking my language.
Yep.
But I understand it. And it's like anytime that happens, the Doctor's like,
oh shit.
Like because it's like, oh, this is like, it's not just extra human. It's like, it's even above Time Lord. Like, you know, there's something crazy going on.
You're just copying. You're not actually doing it. It also, Sanguinius has also helped with this by the fact that like he gets the echoes. And this is what I was trying to describe with like the future stuff is like really unreliable because he gets visions, but they're not clear. When the Emperor says, I'm your father, he also hears master, shaper, creator. He gets,
I wrote down,
he can hear the underlying meanings.
He gets an associative web of ideas.
Yes.
You know, where it's almost like I've talked about how like your brain kind of works by making like a web and then thoughts ding off of each other, which is how you like go back and recall something. You know, it's why eating the same thing you ate 2 weeks ago might remind you of the show you were watching 2 weeks ago. You know, it's why studying in the room you're going to be tested in is like a cheat code to passing tests, because you'll remember that like, oh, when I looked at the clock, I memorized that this year. He's able to like pull that out of the other person somehow. It seems.
Well, it's just like a passive like.
Yeah. No, I don't mean pull as in like he's doing it actively. I just mean that he's able to glean it kind of.
He can hear it almost.
Yeah.
Well, another thing too is that like because of that, he is able there's like 3 or 4 times you could even argue this entire conversation, the Emperor's caught off guard.
Yeah.
And he's like, how the fuck do you know any of this?
Right.
And Sanguinius is like, I just see it.
Which is interesting because the Emperor himself has foresight. So you'd think it wouldn't be alien to him.
Which
in
also,
the sense of
it just might be a byproduct of like, it could be an accident. It could be because like of the warp stuff. It's mysterious.
Yeah. I guess he's not expecting somebody to like, 1, have it as much, 2,
question him,
be as thoughtful and calm in examining it, and then just like comfortable to just ask.
I also want to note how fucking creepy the Emperor is in this scene.
I mean, I wrote down like he really feels ownership, like he's entitled.
When he starts circling around him and like touching his wings, and it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you're treating him like a science experiment. Like,
well, that's because to the Emperor, like there's a lot of, and obviously like depending on the book you're reading and the author who's doing it, there's a lot of different interpretations of the Emperor and how he specifically sees the primarchs. But there are, in my opinion, it is more likely he sees these as toys, as weapon. Because like even when he says
Metopia.
Yes. Even when he says, you're my son, Sanguinius hears, you're my weapon.
Yeah.
You're not my son. You're not my beautiful baby boy. No, you are a tool that I created.
Well, it's like, what does somebody mean when they say you're my son, right? Or like, what does somebody mean when they say like, you're my employee, you're my partner, I think like different people have different meanings, and you can get caught in a thing where 2 people are saying the same word to each other, but they have different meanings, and that
completely different meanings. Because let's take it from this point of view. If the Emperor was asked, they would say, do you love humanity? He would say, yeah, I love humanity. And if you ask Sanguinius, do you love humanity? Sanguinius would say, yeah, I love humanity. Both of them,
totally
very different. Very different. Because Sanguinius is like, I would die for these people. If whatever happens today, like, you leave them alone. which also that kind of backfires because Balfora, again.
I made like a section of like wants an oath. Sanguinius obviously believes in oaths.
Yes.
And then I wrote down Amos has broken oaths before.
All the time.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, the creation of the primarchs, for all we know, was the breaking of an oath.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and
So, like, his word means nothing.
No, it doesn't.
To the Emperor's credit, though, Balfora, even up to 40k, not really super indoctrinated. Like, basically, Sanguinius doesn't want Balfora to become Imperium Planet number 4,971 or whatever. Like, he doesn't want their culture to, like, go away and just be replaced with the Imperium shit. Now, that's all well and good, but also, Sanguinius, the radiation on this planet is so fucked up.
Yeah, they could use some help.
But to him, he's like, I would rather them have that than threaten, like, the culture of, like, the pure blood or whatever the hell. Which is like, all right, cool, I guess.
He wants them to have agency in what they
he specifically says
choose to remain.
He specifically says if they want it, they can ask for it.
Yeah.
As long as we're all around, don't just like start doing whatever the fuck you want to my planet. Don't do that.
Yeah. He sees the importance of their own like cultural integrity.
Yeah. Which I mean, like, given that he has seen the visions of the Emperor and like the destruction he has laid, like, I think that's pretty reasonable of a fear to have.
He feels a bit like a Star Trek captain.
Sanguinius?
Yeah.
Like he's trying to look at this from all angles and try to get the best outcome.
There's an interesting discussion to be had sometimes in looking at, say, a culture, but you could say like a person or a group of people or whatever, and seeing them do something that you in your own culture consider harmful or unproductive.
But to them, it's completely normal.
It's normal or even meaningful.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's almost like Sanguinius is being like, don't you dare white savior my guys.
All right, colonizer, fuck off.
Literally,
yeah.
Like he's like, you don't go here. So don't pretend you do.
Yeah.
I'll come help, but like don't get it twisted.
So I wanna like come to a close with this, unless you had more things you wanted to discuss. Sanguinius, his strongest emotion, like even through his rage, even through everything, like it's his strongest thing is his passion, his love. He uses his rage. Why? Because it's love. I will go fucking sicko mode because I am protecting those I love.
Where that for him is like a core value, in the Emperor, that value is achievement.
Yes.
Which is an interesting word choice.
Yes.
Because achievement isn't necessarily like to have done the best thing for everyone. It's
just you've done it. Good job.
But it's like, it to me, and this might not, like, this is just how I interpret the word, but to me it feels not exactly selfish, but like self-crediting. To have achieved something is to like be then given the credit for doing it. Yeah.
In that moment, Sanguinius says, I speak of loyalty and love, and you speak of achievement. The Emperor says, am I wrong? Sanguinius claps back and says, I fear for the lives of my people who deserve only peace, a peace that we have fought so hard for. Behind your words, I hear the triumph of cultures that see you as their savior. I also hear the razing of cities and the burning of worlds. I hear the dirges of faith now forbidden and the mourning of those nations that followed them. Am I wrong? The Emperor said nothing.
It very much takes me back to the conversation with Uriah.
Yes.
Where Uriah was...
In the last church.
Yeah, in the last church, where Uriah was talking about like this religion, whether or not you believe it to be true, has brought like comfort and meaning to so many, and it like isn't that reason enough for it to be allowed to continue to exist?
The Emperor's entire chain of logic in the last church on Terra is he feels that religion historically has been used for evil things, and faith cannot be, he says it here to Sanguinius, faith is a weapon that the species, that humanity cannot be allowed to hold. But then in the last church, and Sanguinius here a little bit goes, but you're a hypocrite because you're doing the exact same thing. But in the last church, the Emperor says, but the difference is I know I'm right, which is, hey, congrats, buddy. Everybody who did fucked up things in the name of religion, they also thought they were right, you goddamn moron.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at something that is such a huge concept and like dumbing it down to this is how it's been wielded by people who fucked up.
It's almost like, I don't know, like nobody who becomes like a villain, essentially, who becomes like a horrible figure historically in fiction or whatever, oftentimes they don't believe that they're the villain. They think they're right. They think that they deserve everything that they are trying to achieve because, well, I'm right. My ideals are correct.
Yeah, it's like they think they see...
This is the whole thing with 40K.
They see where the cause and effect happened, whereas nobody else does somehow.
This is all of 40K. Every single 40K faction believes it's my way or the highway because I'm right. Necrons are like, yeah, this is our galaxy. We own it. The Tyranids are like, I hate all of you. You're all food to me. Nom, nom, nom. The Imperium's like, but humanity number one, woo, woo, woo. And the Eldar are like, Eldar number one, woo, 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 woo. Like, it's just the whole thing.
Nobody is looking for peaceful coexistence.
No, peace is not an option. We must do war.
Yeah, which is like, the kind of cyclical overarching theme of a lot of narratives that involve war. Like, I
mean, it's a cycle of violence entirely.
Attack on Titan, like Fallout, War Never Changes, even if you feel like you fixed the issue, somebody's gonna be a bitch later and cause it all over again, essentially. I found the passage where he was saying you're a gamble against death really interesting.
Oh, yeah, no, I love that line. It's so good. You are a gamble against the death of hope. You are a roll of the dice at the end of the game.
Yeah, which is interesting because also, like, then he makes this oath, which I feel like is also a gamble.
Yes, but the Emperor tries to see everything logically. Like, I think his reasoning...
Which is why it's interesting that he would use that wording.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, in his making of the primarchs, assuming he did not intend for them to get thrown into space,
we can assume that
isekai adventures.
We can assume it wasn't intentional, but we might be able to theorize that there was a backup plan to give them destinations. Again, this is all speculation. We don't actually know.
But what I mean by that, like, is assuming things hadn't gone awry.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we can also assume that he expected to have more control over their upbringing and stuff. And so I guess you could say he's talking about, like, phenotypically in the sense of, like, how you actually came out, because he can't 100% control how their bodies came out, it seemed, based on, like, he wasn't expecting the wings and all that.
The radiation,
so that is a gamble.
The warp energy.
And I guess I would assume he would also refer to his, like, I assume he thinks this also of his other sons, that they were all a gamble. Sanguinius might have been one of the more successful gambles.
Probably.
But each of them was a throw of the dice.
Yes. There's lots of things, even in 40K, where Gilliman reflects on these things, where, specifically with making the Primaris Marines, Gilliman has the idea, and he's talking with Call as he's doing this, he has the idea that perhaps at one point in the plans before the Great Crusade, the way that the armies would be led, if nothing went wrong, everything went according to plan, the legions would actually be massive armies of mixed gene seed. So you would have, like, Ultramarines and Salamanders and Imperial Fists all fighting in the same squads. And you would just have one Primarch leading a entire legion of mixed units so that they could best do whatever they wanted. But that didn't happen. So we have these individualized specializations depending on each legion because that's what worked.
Yeah, and it almost echoes the continued segregation of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Even though if we all worked together and valued each other's differences, maybe there could be advantages in that. But because everybody is so focused on those differences specifically being different, and if I'm good and you're different, that must mean you're bad, nobody gets along.
I mean, this is the whole story with Ferrus and Fulgrim.
Exactly.
You do a thing that I don't like in such a way, but then they work together in a competition, but they work together kind of, and they make something, and they see the value in their differences, and they become incredibly close.
Yeah.
Sanguinius would not immediately be reunited with his legion, and this was kind of common for some primarchs. Like Vulcan spent some time recreating a bunch of weapons and getting a lot of extra troops before he reunited with his salamanders. But Sanguinius wasn't personally guided or taught by the Emperor or anybody, because the Emperor was busy around this time. We're like full in the middle of like the Great Crusade. So Sanguinius spends 3 years with Horus and the Luna Wolves. And so he learns the ways of the Imperium and the Space Marines, and he grows very, very close with Horus and every single one of his troops, like all of the Mournival and like a lot of the higher up generals and stuff. Sanguinius gets along great with them. He and Horus, best buds. I'm sure that won't backfire at all, ever.
Yeah.
Image of staircase.
Well, I know.
Not
the
good.
irony is not lost.
Often thought of Jesus allegory and often thought of like the devil out. Yeah,
Judas or
Lucifer.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Horus is like supposed to be like a Lucifer type.
Oh, okay.
The fallen angel.
Right.
3 years goes by, and it's time for Sanguinius to meet his boys. Now, you're looking at how he's manspreading. God,
what kind of
package
damn. Does he have?
You may spank it once.
What? It? Is that your pronoun? Like, what's happening?
Let's move on. All right, let's talk about the 9th Legion. Okay, so...
This pink correction is originally crossed out beside it unofficially.
That's because John's being anal about things, but all the sources I read, which were official GW sources, were saying that they were unofficially known as the Revenants, so I'm going with my interpretation. I think John is wrong.
Oh, drama.
Oh, the actually guy. I'm actually him. So, 9th Legion. They were known unofficially as the Revenants. Malcador called them the Revenants. Other people called them the Revenants, but that does not mean that they were officially labeled as such. Now, unlike what they would become, Blood Angels, they wore silver/gray armor with black markings and often were completely stained with blood. They did not maintain their armor. They looked really grungy. Lots of images of like bones and other symbols across their armor in black. Very, very strange. Very different from what they would become later. They were few in number, but they were fierce berserkers on the battlefield and known by many as a broken legion, meaning that they had no real structure and were just kind of aimlessly killing anytime they could get the chance. And the most notable thing about them is that their bloodlust was insane. You know that Blood Angels, like the vibe is vampires.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are more akin to ghouls.
Okay.
Like, they had a bad reputation of eating their enemies and whoever else was dead on the battlefield. So there was a bit of a rumor that their omophagia, which is the organ that lets them see the memories of the things they eat, the rumor is that it's flawed. So they were like, I just fucking love eating people. It's my favorite thing.
Like, rather than the like memory cortex, it's hooked up to the pleasure cortex.
Yeah. They're just like, I get a kick out of this. They developed like a whole culture around it. So it was like, it was seen as sacred to them. Like they developed so differently than other legions. Whether or not that's because of their gene seed or because of just how their culture independently developed, who's to say? Could be a bit of column A, a bit of column B. But nobody really liked these guys. Once Rogel Dorn and his Imperial Fist were fighting alongside the Revenants, and Rogel gets a call going like, hey, they're eating people. And he goes, huh? And he meets up with what could be called the leader of the Revenants at the time. And this is how it went down. He's basically going like, you need to answer for this. There's no reason to do this. What are you doing? The leader looks at Rogel and goes, we won. This was not the right thing to say. Rogel Dorn listed their apparent misdeeds back to them. The devouring of enemy dead, not for the awakening of their omophagia organs, not for appropriate tactical use, but for sustenance, for meat. Yes, Asuryan had replied, this was their way, and they had won. They had, Dorn insisted, rendered their own legion serfs down for nourishment, and again, yes, Asuryan replied. The Emperor had charged the 9th Legion to win this war, not die of starvation unsupported.
There were blood rites that the Primarch wasn't taking into consideration. There were rituals of cannibalistic holiness that permeated not just the Revenant Legion, but countless human cultures across time. Did the results not matter to Lord Rogaldorn? Was he only interested in the methods by which war was waged? Dordan wouldn't be moved by the rhetoric. There were reports, he knew, of the Grey Warriors eating the foe and their families for the purposes of crushing enemy morality. And yes, Asuryan had said again, as if speaking to a dull child instead of a demigod, those reports were true. They were as true as Kyburin as they were on other compliances on other worlds. And we won, he said to the Primarch once more. Rogaldorn dismissed them in weary disgust. So Sanguinius gets these reports of his legion, and he's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They've gone a little overboard.
Oh, no. There was a lot of figurative weight hanging over the Revenant Legion because everybody was kind of like, hey, do you think the Emperor's just going to annihilate them?
Right.
Because it's only a matter of time. This is too much. And Sanguinius studies these reports extensively before meeting with his legion. For 3 years, he anxiously wondered what his first words to his sons would be. Would he condemn their actions? Would he ignore them? What if they despised him at the change he would bring? All these questions bounced in his mind until the very moment he met his legion. It was raining, and the Luna Wolves escorted Sanguinius to his sons by a shuttle. When Sanguinius saw his sons, he realized that they were afraid of him. He viewed them just like the tribe of pure blood that he had grown up with, tired, afraid, just trying to survive, like cornered animals. Here's a long excerpt for you. He was their Primarch, and he had every right to play out the moment the way his sons expected, by binding them to him with sacred oaths of their allegiance to him. But the first words he spoke to his legion were far from the bombastic speeches later chroniclers would describe. "What is your name?" Sanguinius asked the closest revenant, the first of his sons that he had ever met face to face. His tone was gently firm, his curiosity evident. The scarred warrior replied, lips wet with the rain, "Artemis." Sanguinius saw the conflict in the man's dark eyes as the Astartes hesitated, unsure whether to add an honorific. "Thank you," Sanguinius replied. He turned to the next warrior in line. "And you? Your name?" "Amit." Again, that hesitation, though Amit added a subdued "Lord" after a moment's pause. "Thank you. And you?" And on it went. Soon, he wasn't going one by one anymore, instead beckoning them to break ranks and come forward in clusters. He looked each of them in the eye as they proclaimed their names to him, many of them shouting over the others as the adrenaline of the moment took hold, and he committed their identities to his preternatural memory. These were his first sons, and he would remember every one of them until the day of his death. "You have told me your names, and I have read the records of your deeds. I know you, and I know how my father's Imperium, our Imperium, looks upon you. You have served with loyalty and have been paid in gratitude and spite, both in equal measure. You have been given difficult tasks only to find yourselves mistrusted for achieving them in the ways that you believed best. I will not say that you were wrong to act as you have acted, nor will I blame those who have come to fear you. That is the past. And this is our chance to step back from the edge of extinction. My first command is to bring you together once more. We will fight together as a bloodline. As of this moment, you are a broken legion no longer. Swear me no oaths," he told them. "Make me no promises. Do not offer me your allegiance purely because my blood runs in your veins." Sanguinius laughed suddenly, the sound musical against the percussion of the storm. "In fact, do not offer me your allegiance at all. Not until you believe me worthy of it." The Primarch drew his sword, plunging it into the earth before the gathered ranks. He spread his wings, letting the rain sheet from them in purulescent droplets. And then, to the amazed horror of his sons, he went to one knee in obeisance,
even with his head down, his voice carried above the storm. "Instead, let me offer you my allegiance. Take my oath here and now. I am Sanguinius, son of the Emperor, primarch of the 9th Legion, and I make you this promise. I will stand with you in glory or die alongside you in shame. I come to you tonight not to enforce my ways upon all of you, but to learn your ways." The Revenant Legion looked upon him with breathless amazement. The punishment and chastisements that they had expected hadn't manifested. The self-righteous vows they'd anticipated that they must reshape themselves in their new father's image hadn't been spoken. "This legion is not mine," Sanguinius called out to his sons as he rose to his feet. "It is not a possession to be manipulated purely by my will. This legion is ours. And though you are my sons, fated to answer to me, I am your primarch, and I will answer to you." Sanguinius heard the Luna Wolves shifting uncomfortably. This was plainly not how it had gone with Horus. It was not how these meetings were supposed to go. The angel drew his blade from the wet earth, raising his voice over the thunder. "Each of you is a bloodied veteran of the Great Crusade. And I, too, have fought in the Imperium's war, learning of our empire at my brother Horus's side. But I am as new to my title as I am to the war we fight. In time, I will come to lead you. But for now, I ask you only to let me fight by your side. If you refuse me, I will leave with no grudge. I will break my pact with the Emperor and return to Balfora. I will leave you to survive as you've survived thus far. But if you accept my offer, then let us learn together what our legion will be. Let us write that story as a united bloodline. The Emperor wants this world, and the Luna Wolves would love to be the ones to give it to him." Sanguinius paused, a half-smile on his beauteous features, the look of a man sharing a sly jest with his closest companions. "It is my belief we do not need our esteemed cousins, though. I believe we can take this planet without their aid, and in doing so we will write the first chapter of our Legion's true story." He turned to the side, an intermediary between the Luna Wolves officers and the several thousand revenants standing in broken ranks. Ezekiel looked faintly amused. Tarek was fully grinning. "What say you, warriors of the 9th Legion?" Sanguinius called out. "What say you to our noble ambassadors from the 16th? Thousands of voices rose, a rolling thunder of mockery, refusal, and defiance. The Revenant Legion shouted down the Luna Wolves with that united roar, succeeding also in outshouting the storm. Ezekiel Abaddon stepped forward, raising his hands for quiet. It took some time to descend. Tarek moved with him, and as Abaddon inclined his head in respect to the quieting revenants, the latter gave a teasing, courtly bow.
"Well then, Lord Sanguinius,"
Tarek said, loud enough for the ranks of Astartes to hear.
"It's the considered opinion of myself and my dear First Captain Abaddon here that we can pull our Legion forces back and let the 9th handle things."
Sanguinius thanked them both with his gaze, watched them moving to reboard their gunship, and turned to face his new Legion once more. "My friends," he said to the Revenants, "my sons, let us make ready. We have our first war to win."
Listen, all that fucked up shit you did, that's in the past. Forget about it. We move forward.
I mean, he's taken what he's given and making the most of it for sure.
Yeah.
But he knows how to, talk to people.
Yes. Again, the thing with Sanguinius is, his love, his kindness is his feature that everybody loves about him.
Uh-huh.
Also, we like it when a Primarch meets their sons and doesn't, kill them.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Allows them individualized agency.
I think this is Primarch number 2 who has, shown up and gone, hey, let me...
we're a team here.
We're a team. Also, I'm here to serve you.
Yeah.
Because Vulcan did that. Sanguinius has done that. Everybody else either, did the classic bombastic speeches and then moved on or,
Yeah. I mean, it's not like these guys super have a choice.
Well, according to Sanguinius, they did. At least in this...
Well, now they do.
In this case, yeah.
Yeah. But, up till now,
Yeah, up to now, they were just kind of, roaming aimlessly.
Yeah, they just don't know anything else.
Mm-hmm. Again, their entire culture has been this for so long that, like, no matter what had happened, like, there was going to be work to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But the path before them was either, okay, we either go with Sanguinius, and he either hates us or he loves us or whatever, or we keep doing our own thing and we'll probably all die.
Yeah.
Whatever. With their newfound hope, the 9th Legion joined with their primarch, and they won the planet. The first in many great victories for the now reborn Blood Angels. It's time for bangles. Look at them.
Oh.
God, they're gorgeous.
Fancy.
So Blood Angels on tabletop and rules and stuff, it's all about charging forward, getting into melee, and just ripping and tearing your enemies apart. Design-wise, lots of Baroque, lots of filigree, gold, blood drops, gems everywhere, angel iconography. You want to look like a church?
All right. That's a vibe.
You want to look like a church just walking around like a painting? Here
One
you go.
should be voguing at least once a week.
They're all fucking voguing. They've got like a fiery red-black type scheme.
Listen, Paris is burning. That's all.
Oh, yeah. So Sanguinius' gene seed, obviously, like, the whole vampire thing is there. But the other thing about the gene seed is that every single Blood Angel is gorgeous.
Right. All right. Cool.
They all have, like, luscious hair. They're, like, perfectly symmetrical.
Okay.
Their eye, you look at them and you just go, oh, you just swoon instantly. They're beautiful.
They're like if you look at TikTokers nowadays and it's like the same face.
Every single person's exactly the same. Sometimes if a Blood Angel does get, like, hella injured or old or something, they do need to, like, top up.
On the blood thing?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They need to make, like, a tower of nuns.
Right. As one does. That's why you have the perfume.
You gotta use the perfume to make the tower of nuns and then eat every single one of them so that you can be young again.
Speaking of perfume, a slight side topic. There is actually a perfume that's going viral right now.
Mm-hmm.
Semi-viral, I don't know what you call it. But I believe it's called Inexcusable Evil. And from the description, it is meant to smell like blood, viscera, bandages, iodine, gunpowder.
People are wearing
rust.
This?
Well, so this is the thing, is like perfume is an art, right? Like like anything else, like any other art form, it's not necessarily only supposed to be pleasant. Mm-hmm. The idea of a perfume, other than just like covering the smell, is like, if you think about scent, out of all of our senses, the sense of scent goes the closest to the memory cortex initially. So like, that's one of the reasons, like, there are times where you can possibly smell something and you're like back in a memory. It's kind of crazy with smells sometimes. Like every now and then at the grocery store, I'll walk past someone who's clearly wearing my mom's perfume.
Oh,
and it's bizarre.
Yeah,
because you just have this.
Feeling.
It's like you're in a dream.
Yeah.
For a second, where like different things might be real or something, because like it's very visceral. But anyway, so people describe this perfume, like the reason it's gone kind of viral is because people are buying little vials of it to smell it, like on video. And some people, it's fine. And some people like full on gag and vomit or go into like a PTSD attack.
Jesus.
Because it smells like war or potentially like an operating room. And it's interesting because it's also got like grave flowers and things in it. Like apparently if you leave it on for like 12 hours, it starts smelling quite nice.
No.
But that's after the disturbing times. And so it's just a discussion about like, why does this exist? Why is it interesting? Why does everybody want to smell it? Where is the actual application for a scent like this? And a lot of people have been like, if you put a little tiny like cotton bud spritzed with this beside you while watching like a horror movie, it would be a whole crazy experience. Or like during like a scary board game night or something, you know, or Halloween party. It's gone kind of viral because people are having such a like strong visceral reaction to it.
Yeah, it's like a what's the reaction to this thing?
It's just interesting.
Blood angels don't smell like that.
Probably not.
No, they smell good.
Yeah.
They probably have like the best perfume ever.
I assume it's like the Cullens where they're all just magically perfect and like somehow that includes like no body odor and like perfect stability when walking so you never like trip and be awkward.
Yeah, I imagine like Blood Angels walk, like everything about them is perfect.
Yeah, it's a runway, but not on purpose.
When you're getting into Blood Angels and stuff, you are definitely wanting like wings and lots of gold, lots of silver, gems. We love gems.
The bedazzle gun.
Get the bedazzle gun, get it all good. You also want lots of jump packs. Because, you know, flying angels, that sort of thing. In Horus Heresy, they have a dreadnought that has a jump pack.
I just got a vision of that video that I sent you once. Except in that context, I was saying it was Glinda, of the, like, little girl on the little, like, wire suspension thing. And she's being, like, ziplined into a party, but she clearly hit something in the middle of the zipline. It just fucking rocks.
My sons, I'm here. Oh, fuck.
Oh.
No, Sanguinius. Let's talk about Sanguinius' personality and his relationship. Let's get some tea.
Oh, I love tea.
You ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just writing down the category.
Everybody loves Sanguinius.
Big surprise.
And if they don't love him, they at the very least don't mind him.
Nobody's got personal beef.
No. Like, at worst, they're like indifferent.
Sure.
Like, Mortarion would probably be like, yeah, whatever.
It's like Christina Kelly on Vanderpump Rules. Like, she's not problematic enough to actually have a main part, but she's been in every season for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm. Even Angron, who is in constant pain, was soothed if Sanguinius was nearby. He would actually, like, be fine.
Right, I was gonna say, there could be advantageous if they were kissing and stuff.
Whoa. Well,
don't you think it would help?
Whoa. We have to swap saliva.
Not real
it's for,
brothers.
It's for your sake. They're like clones. It's whatever.
It's whatever. The future is so woke.
Father.
It's just more like the Cullens that I meant earlier.
Oh, God, right. They are like a weird, like...
They're all dating. It's weird.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And then the one guy was in the Civil War.
That never gets touched upon, ever. That's wild. What a perfectly Mormon story.
Oh, it's crazy.
Anyway.
We gotta get the version of the baseball game with the primarchs. That's... I seek it desperately.
Who is Sanguinius in the Cullen family? I guess...
Probably Edward.
Well, I that was my first thought, but then I was like, what's the dad? The doctor?
Hang on, I know, I'm reaching way back. One second. Oh, Carlisle.
He gives me more that vibe.
Yeah, Carlisle is like a calming force. Edward does kind of freak a few people out a few times, but Carlisle's he's also a doctor.
Even when Sanguinius, we talked about how like him and Horus were best buds. Even as a Primarch, like Sanguinius would constantly, like if Horus needed something and his Mournival for whatever reason he didn't want to talk to them about it, he would call up Sanguinius and be like, "Hey man, what do you think I should do?" And Sanguinius would be like, "Well, let me tell you." The other thing that was really good about Sanguinius and his whole image and everything and how beautiful and photogenic and everything it was and his supernatural way that everybody likes him is that his specific job when he's not doing war stuff or doing Primarch stuff or like hanging out with his buds, he's the propaganda guy. The Imperium comes by and goes, "Sangi, we got like 70 photo shoots we need to do today. Come on."
The Katniss Everdeen problem.
He was the poster boy of the Great Crusade. Statues, paintings, recruitment ads, everything had Sanguinius on it because he's the exact representation of what the Imperium wants to be seen as. This divine light of truth guiding humanity out of the darkness. And it's like, whoa, that's Sanguinius? Oh my God, wow. This Imperium couldn't be so bad if they've got a guy like that. That's an angel. Wow.
Then there's me, dyslexic. That's an angle.
Dude. So this caused a lot of humans to want to become serfs and other roles for the Blood Angels. So they had a lot of serfs coming by going like, "Oh, we want to be like remembrancers," or we just to be in your presence would be enough. We want to be. Now this had a problem.
Dan culture.
they had a lot of stands, and some would just go missing.
Oh, they're eating them.
If you know,
no.
Welcome to the Blood Angels
this is
ship.
The plot of fucking Jennifer's body.
Hey,
that's
listen,
crazy.
Carrie, welcome to the Blood Angels. You're a new serf. That's great.
Okay.
So here's your op. You might live the rest of your life like totally happy, completely fulfilled, like you'll never want for anything, or you might get the rare opportunity to be added to the Bone Temple. We have a Bone Temple.
I get to make out with Megan Fox.
But you do get added to the Bone Temple. You do get added to the Bone Temple.
Let me think about it.
So naturally, Sanguinius and the entire Blood Angel Legion, they keep that shit very hush-hush. And the Primarch personally dealing with any problem children personally. Like,
oh no.
Hey, brother Vlad, you had a serf that was like really close to you. Nobody has seen him in like a month.
Right.
Do you want to talk about that?
Do we ever see Vlad again? Usually?
Probably not.
Do we when somebody goes off because they have to be confronted by Sanguinius himself? Do they come back and are they like, yay, I love like fair and legal problem resolution? Or do they come back maybe scarred, or do they not come back?
I think it could be any.
Okay.
I think it depends on how far are you gone.
Right.
The official story is Sanguinius fixed his legion.
Got it. Official, just like up in the notes where it was crossed out.
He was the pure light that pierced the darkness.
Okay.
That's all propaganda. Sanguinius is just as violent, just as monstrous as his legion, and he still is. The Primarch simply has the benefit of being able to mask it really, really, really well. Again, he can control it, but his sons can't.
Not
Some of them can't.
Yeah.
So there's a book that is called Sanguinius the Great Angel that really goes into this.
Right.
Part of the book is a remembrancer. He basically gets like hired from, I believe, a different legion. He gets hired by Sanguinius. Mm-hmm. And Sanguinius is like, I want you to write about my legion because you're a great writer. He's like well-renowned. Everybody loves him. And he's like, I want you to write about my legion. Don't disguise anything. Don't sugarcoat anything. I want you to write it as it is. Because obviously, because of the way Blood Angels are, the stan culture, everybody likes to embellish shit. So he's like, no, I want you to have an accurate record of me and my sons. Mm-hmm. And he goes, yeah, okay. So he starts to look, it's sort of like almost like a detective situation where he's like looking in, trying to find the truth. And he starts to uncover the stuff that they have like tried to hide for so long. And he just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's like uncovering a big conspiracy. It's great.
The Bone Temple.
You're not supposed to be here. What are you doing here?
It's like those pictures of lions turning from a corpse in the middle of the night because somebody puts a flashlight on them.
Oh, man. So yeah, if you're interested in that plot, Sanguinius the Great Angel.
Okay.
It goes very much into exactly what we've talked about now, where it's like the Blood Angels, visually, they're heroes, they're noble, they're angels, blah, blah, blah. But that's the surface level.
Got it.
And when you go deeper and deeper and deeper, ooh. But what happens when you go too deep?
I've been following the beauty community for years.
Yeah. There's a hilarious part in that book where another remembrancer who is like originally part of the Blood Angels, she comes by to his office and is like, hey, listen, I've read your report. Can you like glaze the Blood Angels a little more? And he's like, I was hired to write the truth. And she's like, yeah, I know, but like, could you just ignore the fact that they like eat people?
Yeah, right.
Like, can you just like I like them a lot, okay?
Right, yeah.
Why can't you just ignore the fact that these are like weaponized human being monsters that are designed to kill everything in front of them? Why can't you just be okay with that? What is wrong with you?
Why can't the guy who goes to space in your fictional story be white?
Bone Temple.
Oh.
Sanguinius and Horus, incredibly close. Surely that won't lead to any tragic betrayals.
Yeah.
The Blood Angels and the Luna Wolves / Sons of Horus also worked on a lot of operations together, such as, you remember Murder?
I do.
You remember the planet Murder? Yeah, they worked on that together to try to get it fixed. It was a bad time. After the Emperor decreed that the Luna Wolves would change their names to the Sons of Horus after the victory at Ulanor against the Orcs, Sanguinius was the one to convince him to keep the name. Because Horus was like, it feels a little egotistical to name them Sons of Horus. And Sanguinius was like, nah, it's fine. It's all right. And Horus was like, you're right, buddy. We're best friends. We're best bros.
Right. Oh, no.
We're best bros. Sure do hope that, we don't... We're best bros.
Nothing could go wrong.
Nothing could ever go wrong. Bro, hypothetical for you, bro. Hey.
Bro.
If you were flying around trying to like kill me at the speed of light and I moved at the speed of darkness and I like reached into the 8th dimension of space to like grab you and like throw you on some stairs and like cripple your wings, like wouldn't that be fucked up?
Bro, you wouldn't do that to me, bro.
Bro, I would never do that to you. Bro, close your eyes.
Why?
Close your eyes, bro.
Bro.
What do you see, bro? What do you see when you close your eyes? I see nothing, bro. That's my world without you, bro. Bro.
That's
crazy.
The darkness.
Mwah.
That's not what we have on the Tomodachi Island. He's not even there yet.
So at one point, Horus does discover the Blood Angel's secret because he stumbles upon Sanguinius. He like turns around a corner and he's like, hey, Sanguinius. And Sanguinius is like actively stabbing one of his sons.
Oh.
And Horus is like, what are you doing? They have a
Horus has never like stepped on a dude because he was mad.
So they have a pretty heated conversation about it. And eventually Sanguinius he just screams out and he's like, I'm so fucking scared if the Emperor finds out. Because if he finds out, I'm dead, my sons are dead, and I can't have that happen.
Okay.
So I would rather do this than have that occur.
Right.
Horus understands, and he vows to keep it a secret. Bro, you wouldn't tell Dad about my...
Bro, don't tell Mom!
Don't tell Dad! Don't tell Dad! It'll get so weird. He already killed 2 of us. Was to say he won't do another. Yay!
What about Horus's dudes? Do any of them go missing here or there? They probably have in the past.
Well, like, the scene that, like, Horus stumbles upon is, like, Sanguinius is, like, ripping this dude apart.
Yeah, no, it's school days all over again.
Is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
it's so secretive. You can't tell Dad. You can't tell anybody.
Right.
After Horus was made War Master, we're going to touch upon this at the start of the Horus Heresy, because this is where it all starts. Emperor is like, hey, kids. Hey, my sons. I gotta go back to Terra. And they're like, why? And he's like, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
But Horus is gonna take my place.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah. And he tells nobody, don't text me.
Doesn't tell anybody
put his
nothing.
Phone on do not disturb.
He's like, I'll be back later, maybe. See ya.
Yeah.
So he leaves. And after Horus was made War Master, he has this to say.
Okay.
This is Horus, like, thinking to himself. He says, Sanguinius, it should have been him. He has the vision and strength to carry us to victory, and the wisdom to rule once victory is won. For all his aloof coolness, he alone has the Emperor's soul in his blood. Each of us carries part of our father within us, whether it is his hunger for battle, his psychic talent, or his determination to succeed. Sanguinius holds it all. It should have been his.
So why isn't it? Is Emps just like set on the idea of the first one is the one?
MP plays favorites. That's definitely a part of it.
Yeah, but it seems like Sangi is up there.
Sangi's pretty up there. There's a bit of a fan theory that the Emperor might even be a bit jealous of Sanguinius.
Mm-hmm.
In the fact that he is like the charisma, like people follow him so easily.
Yeah.
It's just a fan theory, but it's an interesting one.
He's got charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
That's damn true.
Yeah, and he's
showing it the fuck serving. Off. He is serving. Now, the big reason is like probably because the Emperor has like probably the biggest connection to Horus. Out of all of his sons, the Emperor, if you had to ask him and he had to answer honestly in this hypothetical, hey, what primarch is your favorite, he would say, oh, Horus, that's my best bro. What are you talking about?
Right.
So it's a bit of that. It's also, Horus was a good choice because Horus is like the perfect politician.
Yeah.
But realistically, it could have gone to Horus, Sanguinius, Guilliman. It could have even gone to Dorn.
Right.
Maybe Perturabo. Like, it could have there are several primarchs that would have been a pretty good choice.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately it was Horus, mainly because of Emperor's favoritism.
Yeah. But then Horus, being the one, is identifying not Dorn, not Perturabo, but Sanguinius, right?
He says Sanguinius is the correct choice.
Yeah.
You know, this is pretty soon after he is made War Master, and like it's a ton of responsibility. So you could almost see it as like he feels like he doesn't deserve this. And also it's a bit of a testament to see how close he and Sanguinius were.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, there's always like stuff like that with like friends or family or what have you, where like you might get something and it might even be completely random and you might think to yourself, it should have been blank.
Yeah.
Blank would do such a better job at this.
Yeah.
And I bet if Sanguinius was made War Master in some hypothetical scenario, he'd probably have this exact same thought about Horus.
Yeah.
And say it should have been Horus.
Mm-hmm.
Before I forget, if you were to come out as trans for Sanguinius, well, it's pretty obvious what would happen. Probably just give you a smile, give you a hug, and be like, "I'm happy you did. I'm happy you told me. Thank you."
Maybe even the warmth and kindness you felt around him over time would have like relieved so much anxiety that you were able to like come out sooner.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know? Maybe.
There could have been an effect of that.
I love Sanguinius.
Duh, the boy.
A lot of people, I feel, oversimplify him because he is like the nice one. Like everybody loves Sanguinius. That's the thing that people always like. But like, I think talking about his rage, his violence, the propaganda angle, the darkness underneath the surface layer of all the bells and whistles, mm-hmm. I think that's equally as interesting and in fact makes me like Sanguinius more.
Yeah, there's a battle going on as opposed to he's just perfect and
he's
like,
just perfect. Yay. Wow. We're going to wrap up today by talking briefly about the tragedy of Sanguinius.
Okay, I'd love to delight you to what my dyslexia read, which was Tangy the Sangy.
Damn true. That's right. The tragedy of Sanguinius is that for perhaps all of his life, he has known how he was going to die.
Yeah, that sucks.
But instead of being a downer about it, he just sees it as one of many paths. Instead of just going like, this is what's going to happen 100%. It's going to happen 1-to-1, just like this. And despite that, it still obviously bothers him. And he sees things happening. And when things happen that line up with that vision, he like gets really upset. Because it's like, it's happening. Yeah. And as we've seen, Sanguinius is extremely emotional. He's incredibly emotionally intelligent, and he cares a lot about his legion. And an example of this is after the massacre on Planet Murder with the Megarachnids.
The Murder Planet Murders.
Yeah. He actually dyes his hair black as a sign of mourning temporarily.
Oh, he pulls an Inuyasha for a full moon or moon or whatever.
It's never officially stated if it is hair dye or he can just do that.
Right.
And it would be hilarious to just be like, I'm feeling pink today.
I mean, maybe it's just like hair chalk or like they have things like that it just goes on over top and then you can wash it out.
Mood ring hair.
Bro, that'd be crazy.
That's crazy.
How do you match a fucking outfit, dude?
I bet Sanguinius could just
he could
be
pull
like,
it off, but he looks like he came out of one of those like 90s sticker books. Like, I feel calmer when I look at him because that was the good days.
That's right. So, like, one of the most tragic things in some of the...
could he even point his feet forward or something?
No.
God!
You may look.
I don't want to, dude. Imagine trying to sit beside him on the bus.
God. So... One of the more tragic things about Sanguinius is, well, we don't get a ton of his point of views across the Horus Heresy, but like towards the end of it, you get more of it because he's more involved with what's going on. But there's like a moment in one of the later books where he basically, something is happening and he goes, if I go to Terra, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
But that also, I know, is the only way that we win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, his entire arc is, I must give myself up. I must die in order for the greater victory to occur.
It's my sacrifice that leads to...
Yes. In order for us to not immediately lose... I have to go.
We gotta get, I don't know where, we gotta find somewhere that's playing Jesus Christ Superstar, because the solo at this point in the story arc is one of the most incredible pieces of vocal work I've ever heard live in my life.
I bet Sanguinius is performing that shit. Like, it's obviously not the same. It's not Jesus Christ Superstar. They've changed all the names or whatever, and like he's up there performing. All of his sons are like in the fucking, they're like crying.
Yeah, it's like a Greek chorus for some reason, even though that's not what happens in that musical at all. Yeah, literally the lyrics, why must I die, are like iconic because of how they're performed.
Yep.
But it's the same thing where, obviously, in a lot of tellings, Jesus has some fear.
Yeah, I mean, like, we were just referencing The Last Temptation of Christ, where, like, the entire movie is Willem Dafoe as Jesus.
Not looking forward to what's coming up.
Not really liking the whole, like, being the Son of God thing.
Yeah, he's coming to terms with it.
He's like,
and
my head hurt.
What it means. He's like, this is a lot, guys.
This is really a lot.
Therapy's not a thing yet. This apple, what does it mean? Lion.
We're going to show a bunch of things in this movie that were not established in the actual text until much, much later.
And yes, it is Willem Dafoe.
Yes, hello.
But honestly, like, he kind of killed it. It worked out.
Oh, no, he did a great job. Great performance.
Which is funny because I was just watching that clip of Northern Lion being like, if you can't watch The Lighthouse with your girlfriend, you don't think she's a real person.
That's fucking damn true. That's so fucking true.
And I just see Willem Dafoe fucking screaming. He's got the fucking, he's smacking the boat. Anyway, yeah, there's a sense of,
there's tragedy.
This is the curse of knowing, right? This is why nobody really wants to know how they're going to die, because we would be paranoid.
And this is sort of why I really fuck with Sanguinius' whole arc, is because, like, from when we first got details of the Horus Heresy, and it was talked like a myth, and it was like some shit in the background beforehand, right? Even then, like, the death of Sanguinius was there. Like, it's one of the parts of the story. It's a canon event.
Yeah.
It will happen. It must happen. No matter what happens in the story, as you're reading, like, through the Horus Heresy books, you are in Sanguinius' shoes where you're like, it's gonna happen. The question is when and how.
Yeah. It reminds me of Jojen Reed from Game of Thrones, which you've only seen the TV show, and it goes way more into his story in the books. Like,
oh, I bet.
It does, like, he doesn't just get to the tree, he's in the tree. Okay. I don't want to spoil too much. But, like, a big part of this character is that he can see the future, and he knows when he's going to die.
Yeah.
And as it gets closer and closer to that point, you can see him getting nervous about it. And and like in the last like couple weeks of his life, like he gets extremely depressed. And like that's how he goes out. He just slowly like stops having hope and then just isn't in the story anymore. And it's really sad because he also like knows that he has to do this quest, and it's like his destiny is to save the world, but he's not going to be there to see it.
Even though that's like a more depressing version of this story, there is like almost something noble about that.
Oh, of course.
My sacrifice will go on to maybe not even be remembered.
Yeah.
But it will have mattered.
Yeah, it will have impact.
The cool thing about Sanguinius, especially with like as he approaches the day of his death, the time of his death, like it's almost an exact opposite of that. He is fighting against it. He is raging against the dying of the light. Even when he's battling Horus on the vengeful spirit, he is fighting with everything he has for the small hope that maybe he can win.
Yeah.
Or buy enough time for help to come or whatever. But, you know, like I would argue that the most famous image of Warhammer 40K is the Emperor, Horus, and Sanguinius on the staircase.
Yeah. It was one of the first ones I was recognizing all over the place.
Yeah, which is why it's like, I don't necessarily consider, like, nobody, I think, really considers, like, Sanguinius' death to be, like, a spoiler. Because, like, it's not like
It's a canon event.
It's a canon event. It has to happen.
Yeah. It is the catalyst, or one of them.
I also think that's why Sanguinius is, like, extremely hard to write for, and why he might not show up very often, is because how do you have conflict with a character who can't die until a specific moment in the story?
Yeah, unless he's willing to believe that he could be that wrong.
Exactly. But because we know, as the dramatic irony is, well, we know he dies.
Yeah. I always get intrigued by stories that start with something like, I die on March 31st, so here's what happened on January 3rd.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the first sentence, I'm hooked.
Yeah. Because it's like, why is that significant, though?
Yeah, like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, first of all, like, what killed you? Why? And then, like, yeah, it's cause and effect, but over, like, something far more complicated.
This is all Sanguinius is.
Uh-huh.
And why a lot of people are really drawn to him is not just because, like, oh, he's kind and, like, he's beautiful, whatever. Like, it is that tragedy is really appealing for a lot of people. Like, not to go too much into it, but his death basically triggers genetic PTSD in all of the Blood Angels.
Yeah, what was it? The genetic memory.
The genetic memory. Shut up. God. All the Blood Angels in 40K develop something called, there's the Red Thirst, which is the vampire shit. I just need to suck blood. Delicious. The bad part is the Black Rage.
Okay.
The Black Rage is the thing where they, like, get stabbed or something, or they're in, like, a perilous moment, and suddenly they get, like, a little, like, dizzy, and then suddenly everything they're fighting, it's Horus. And I am Sanguinius. And I'm on the Vengeful Spirit, and I am fucking mad, and I have to kill Horus. I have to kill Horus.
They go into a cutscene.
Yes.
But it's like you can control it cutscene.
Every single Blood Angel has this.
Right.
And the threat of the Black Rage is, like, ever present. There's a dude in the Blood Angels called Mephiston who is basically just 40K Dracula, and he's, like, one of the only Blood Angels who has succumbed to the Black Rage and actually come back to sanity.
Right.
And that's why he's such a big fucking deal.
He did some box breathing and everyone noticed.
It's crazy. So another thing about the Bangles is I talked about, like, their designs and stuff. They also have a lot of librarians.
Okay.
They're big into magic.
Yay.
Extra reason for you to like them. They love the magic.
Here, Carrie, look at the sparkly magic thing.
Carrie, I jingle some keys in front of you.
Ignore the blood. Don't worry about the closet.
I jingle the key in front of you.
Oh.
Look, red. Look,
I do
gold.
have, like, red gems all over my keys.
Look, gems. As far as talking about Sanguinius, though, like, that's pretty much all I have for you today.
Damn, bro.
Has your opinion really changed on how you felt perhaps going into this topic?
He's more dynamic than I expected.
Yes.
In that, like, I knew I would like him, but I thought it would be kind of a shallow, just like he hasn't done anything wrong.
He's nice. Smile.
Yeah.
No, there's...
But, like, nice a lot all the time.
No, like, there's so much more to him.
He's empathetic. He's compassionate.
Yes. It makes everything about his tragedy hurt so much more.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's why, like, even in 40K, 10,000 years later, you still have people who are like, dude, Sanguinius was the best.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love Sanguinius. That was our guy.
He's literally a martyr. That's what a martyr fulfills, right?
Yes. He is the martyr of martyrs.
Yeah, he's as is Jesus.
Yeah. Do you have any questions that you might want me to elaborate on?
So he doesn't see his guys for 3 years.
Yeah, he spends 3 years with Horus and his troops.
Right.
To get educated on the Imperium and also, like, catch up on, like, what has my legion been up to before I've been discovered.
Okay. But then past that, he probably sees them pretty often.
90% of his time would be with his legion and conducting war and being a general. And then, like, 10% would be, like, offshoots for things like parades, propaganda, advising with Horus,
Does he
council.
Like being the symbol?
I don't know if we actually know, but if we had to speculate, I bet he's got probably some mixed feelings about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because even in the excerpt where he is talking to his legion, like he has to correct himself when he goes, my father's legion. I mean, our Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
My father's Imperium, or our Imperium. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I feel it's very similar to Gilliman, where it's like, I'm not 100% on board.
Right.
But I'm enough on board I can see your ends, and perhaps the means to get there I can maybe help with. Because I like the idea of where you're going with this, but
fair.
As a reminder, Gilliman named Sanguinius as one of the Dauntless Few, which was the group of people that he trusted the most.
Yeah, his besto friendos.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's not not.
He's pretty well rounded. Like I feel this happens. Yeah. This happens a lot with loyalist primarchs, because like we're getting to the point, and we've been at this point with loyalist primarchs where like we've been through the whole song and dance. Like, okay, here's the emperor, and then this happens, and then that happens. But the interesting parts of Sanguinius is what's going on internally, and not necessarily what he does externally.
Yeah. Every good main character of a story in like musical theater has an I want song. And I give anything for the Primarchs I want songs. Give me their Let It Go. Give me their How Far I Go.
I really, really don't want to die.
Don't look at my sons when they eat your sons.
Please don't look at them. Please don't look at them. They're very hungry. Please forgive them. Slight thing that may be a fun thing to end on. Do you know the other Primarch who can see the future? Or at least visions and echoes of the future? Because there are two.
Yeah. Conrad, right?
Yep. Conrad Kurz can see the future as well.
Yeah.
But the main difference is Sanguinius and Conrad's outlook on that. Because Conrad also knows when he's going to die, and he's a huge fucking bummer about it.
It's a little bit like Egg and his brother, who's just made himself a drunk because he can't handle his visions.
I dreamed of you. You were standing over the body of a dragon. Okay,
freak
man.
Him out.
Conrad believes that the future is set in stone. It will happen. And instead of rejecting that and seeing it as one path of many, he becomes incredibly nihilistic about it.
Yeah.
Which is why he becomes, well, it's one of the reasons he becomes so fucked up. And a lot of his character is, as we saw in Vulcan's episode, him trying to justify that.
Yeah.
Like one of his most famous quotes is, "Death is nothing compared to vindication." Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I assume whose death matters.
I mean, he's talking about himself in that moment, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Conrad wants to be proven right and will go through leaps and bounds to get even a little bit of acknowledgement that he was right.
Sure.
And be like, told you.
Yeah, skinning people's is still a step too far.
If I predict that you're going to die in 12 hours and then I come into your room 12 hours from now and kill you, I was right.
It's that fucking music video
nothing
from
matters.
Nickelback.
Nothing matters.
And everybody's got the fucking like Death Note eyes, numbers over their head.
God. But yeah, that's Sanguinius. Again, the most interesting thing about him is what's going on internally. Again, as we go more into loyalist primarchs, we're going to have a lot less to talk about in terms of their actions and stuff, because we've already been through okay, this is what a space marine is, with the blah, 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 right? So it's mostly like, who are these people? How do they behave? And for traders, it's going to be really interesting because it's like, well, how do they fall? And what pushes them to go over the edge?
Yeah.
Was there even a push?
Yeah. Is it because of a difference, or is it just like where they handed a bad hand, or like there's a bunch to it? I
really like Sanguinius. He's probably one of my favorite loyalist primarchs.
I've said he's going to be my judo, and I still feel pretty solid on that wording.
Yeah. It's almost worse because you know it's going to happen.
I mean, on your second watch.
Well, so now you're just waiting like, oh, fuck, here it comes.
It's every single time I've ever watched Titanic. I spend the whole movie like, oh.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. Carrie.
Yeah.
Our next video is going to be another Age of Sigmar video. We're going to be talking about the Mortal Realms.
Ooh.
We're going to be talking about some magic-y stuff, some crystallized magic that's become like land masses. We're going to talk about how the realms work and stuff. It's going to be great.
Sorcery.
Damn.
Carian?
An Elden Ring. Carian, whatever. An Elden Ring reference in my Numbskulls video? That's crazy. Do you know which Primarch we'll cover after the Mortal Realms video?
Perturabo.
No.
Mortarian.
No.
What do you mean by close? Like in number or like vibe?
kind of both. But
Jagatai?
Nope. This is fun because now I can see if you remember all their names.
As a parent trying to figure out whose birthday it is. Conrad?
Nope.
Corvus?
Nope.
Lion?
Yeah! That video is going to be so fucking short, and I'll tell you why. Do you want to know Lion's like entire character?
He show up, he leave, he show up, he leave.
Did you ever watch or read Tarzan?
Yeah.
There you go.
He's Tarzan?
Yeah, he's like medieval knight Tarzan.
Every time he like runs through the trees, does a Phil Collins song start playing and it really hits for some reason? And then
nobody found him for like a decade, so who's to say?
It's not if a tree falls in the forest. It's if a
does a Phil Collins play
runs through the forest, not knowing his true origins.
Yeah, it'll be somewhat shorter because like Lion in 30K like doesn't really have like a lot going on.
Right.
We'll probably talk more about his Legion than we do the Primarch because he just doesn't really. There's not a lot there.
That's the meanest thing you could say about someone.
But I'm not wrong.
There's not a lot there.
There's not a lot there.
God. Oh no.
He's just kind of weird and like people don't really trust him because he's kind of suspicious and that's it.
Yeah. I've
also read his 30K books. Rather, I've read enough of them to get a better understanding and a fuller view of his personality. And there's not a lot there.
Somebody has to make the Sanguinius guys, but like the full read of all of the like little bits with text and stuff says fuck it, we ball.
You have discovered one of the most popular Blood Angels memes.
But I made it myself.
Yeah, you did it independently.
In the future, it was a canon event.
It was a canon event.
Oh my god, what if I'm seeing things?
Carrie. I turn into Horus.
No.
We're on a spaceship.
Listen,
you feel an overwhelming urge to kill me.
You're going to write a 3-page essay on what you did wrong, and you're actually going to apologize, but like we're going to sit down and talk about it so you understand why you're apologizing, and you actually want to.
Dad.
Because knowing you, and I know you, when you understand why it's wrong, you'll be sorry about it.
Dad, I may have fucked up.
Oh.
Blood Angels are on the box for 11th edition, so if,
hell yeah.
You know. Yeah. Blood
They're
Angels is pretty cool.
In the game now.
What
with the
game?
weird voice pack thing.
Oh, Space Marine 2, yeah.
Space Marine 2.
Yeah, they had to make it free because they did not advertise that correctly. That was very silly for them to do that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, hey, if you enjoyed watching this, consider supporting us on all the things like Patreon and stuff. You can find those in the description. Thank you all for watching. Look forward to the next video on Age of Sigmar, the Mortal Realms. If you want to check out more of us, Carrie and Ava, we usually stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if we don't, then whatever. Hope you enjoyed. Let us know your favorite thing about Sanguinius. Did you like Sanguinius? If this is your first time watching and like learning about Warhammer, maybe he's become one of your favorite primarchs. Tell us about it. Tell us your favorite Sanguinius moment. We'll see you in the next one.
Do you think it's awkward if they ever serve like chicken at the mess hall?
Why?
Because like if you ask for a plate of wings, is that like disrespectful?
This is not a human. What is this?
Well, that just means it's not as fucking good, but like we got to put on the air we got to put on.
Dude, I want to eat a guy so bad, but Dad will kill me.
Literally in the back room.
See you around, everybody.
Oh, I had one more thought.
Oh, yeah.
Is this why he's got the eye of Horus on him because he worked with Horus for a while? Or is that a different eyeball?
It's a different eyeball.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Goodbye, everybody.
Ignore me. Goodbye.
Are you ready to admit that red is a superior color?
I've always said this.
Many people have been saying this.
Red's where it's at.
Is Sanguinius more of an acute or obtuse blood angle? That's funny.
I don't see the difference. I'm dyslexic.
Angle angel. Yeah.
Do you think the Emperor purposely made Sanguinius a vampire, or that the blood drinking was a genuine error in his making, or it was something cornered to him during the galaxy transport, or Big E's deal with chaos? He seems like he has no idea what the fuck has happened to Sanguinius.
Is anybody else on Ball drink blood?
No, it's just the Blood Angels. It's a Sanguinius problem.
And did it happen naturally, or was there an event and then it started?
They just kind of did that.
He just always did that?
They just kind of always did that. The people of Ball had like a blood culture, but that was more of like a radiation thing, I think.
I don't know why everybody's going straight to vampire. He could be a chupacabra.
That's true. That's very true.
He's jumping on goats like... Wah!
The Emperor's Chupacabras is a chapter that has not been done, at least to my knowledge.
That should be an offshoot. Yeah. Guys, make it so.
So the question, but thoughts on hot, sexy, blonde vampires in general. Alucard, my guy. Sanguinius, my guy. Edward Cullen, he's all right. Kind of creepy. What are some other sexy blonde Alucard from Helsing.
He's got black hair.
Oh, you're right. Edward's also not blonde. I just remembered.
He's like a dirty blonde.
What's another blonde, sexy vampire? All I can think of is Alucard and Sanguinius.
Bram Stoker's is like the blonde, but it's all in the weird...
Yeah. He's got it all swirly, but he's also old as fuck.
Well, he is at that point.
Yeah.
Got to do some blood sucking and then he'll get younger again.
Fuck, marry, kill, Sanguinius. Incredible question.
That feels like the love story overall, because you're like, this guy, and then you have a good night, and then you like fall in love, but then he you start finding out his like scary monstrous ways, like Bluebeard style, and you gotta like defend yourself.
You're like, what's up with the Bone Temple? And he's like, we don't talk about that.
He turns around, he's like, don't tell my dad.
Don't tell my dad about the Bone Temple. He'll be so mad.
Yeah.
He'll be so upset. Is Sanguinius a cool guy, or is he evil like the rest of everyone? We need to remember, when talking about 40k characters, especially the primarchs, these are all genocidal monsters.
Yeah, they are all war criminals.
No matter, even if they're like, they're nice, like Vulcan and Sanguinius or Gilliman or whoever, like, they're nice, but like, that doesn't change the fact that they are, that doesn't change the fact that they are killing millions and billions of people, not just aliens, but also people who just don't really vibe with the Great Crusade.
Yeah.
And yeah, they might feel bad about it, but that doesn't change what they're doing. So yeah, Sanguinius is evil.
There is also the step further of he eats people.
He does eat people.
So that's a little...
He does eat people.
Personally, that's a red flag for me.
I don't know if Sanguinius personally eats people, but his sons do.
Well, he... Right?
I don't think he does.
Doesn't he slurp up his sons?
I don't think he slurps them.
Wait, what does he do with blood then? Is he like Edward? He's getting blood packs?
I think he just tanks it.
Oh.
I've never heard of...
He's a vegetarian.
I've never heard of an ex... Sanguinius, I've noticed that there's a lot of deer around your office. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and... Team Ed Sanguinius or Team Jake Lehman Russ.
Wait, Ed Sanguinius?
But Sanguinius is so cold, so we have to bundle up next to Lehman Russ while Sanguinius just awkwardly watches.
In the fucking tent.
Oh, it's just so cold.
God.
Oh, but Lehman is so hot.
What a perfect scene.
Awful scene. Out of all the original Space Marine legions, do you think the Blood Angels are the ones having the hardest time? Between the super transgressional traumas of Red, Thirst, and Black Rage, and horrors of Ball like Thirst Water, it does seem like the deck is stacked against them.
Thirst Water? What is Thirst Water? It's just salt water?
Keep reading Dante.
Oh.
They talk about Thirst Water in like chapter 3.
I don't know. I mean, it feels like a lot of these guys have a pretty bad time. And by that, I mean like just Space Marines in general.
Yeah, Space Marines in general. It is not a good thing to be a Space Marine. It's a bad thing to be in the 40k setting in general, but it's even worse to be a Space Marine. Like, you're not the epic hero or whatever. You're like, you're a monster. You're a genetic freak who's destined to die.
And you're also like, you're lucky if you are that monster because like, Dante's dad is all like, the Blood Angels are cool, yeah, but like, not many people get to that point.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get past the whole like being locked in a coffin for a year.
Well, you gotta like get there, which is treacherous, and then you gotta like get accepted to do the trial, which most people don't, and then you gotta do the trial, which most people don't survive. Yeah. And then past that, you still gotta like pass the final exam, which most people don't.
Get locked in the coffin.
And little Dante's like, I can do it.
I can do it. Well, he doesn't know. Little Dante doesn't know anything about the trials. He just knows he has to get there.
He's like, I'm a main character.
That's right, Lewis. That's right.
You got this.
Lewis.
Nothing will go wrong.
Lewis has got big dreams.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about the Emperor's Chupacabras. I think that's hilarious.
I kind of love it.
We need more cryptid.
You got to give them the goat eyeballs.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to paint eyeballs. Just make them look weird, and then it's on purpose.
What's another cryptid that would fit as like a Space Marine chapter?
Mothman.
The Emperor's mobs.
Well, I was just thinking Mortarion.
Yeah, but that's like evil.
Goatman.
The Emperor's goats.
Well, it's still Chupacabras, I guess.
That's true. They're mortal enemies.
The Chupacabra Bridge.
They're mortal enemies, those two chapters. Yeah. They hate each other.
What are other cryptids? Ogopogo.
Oh, shit.
That would be like the Raven Guard.
Wait, no.
Because they have like
Hive Fleet Ogopogo.
No, wait. It's, okay, there's Alfarius. Mm-hmm. And Ogomega Pogo.
That was awful. I applaud you for attempting, but that was
like
awful.
Water, they're like dragon themed, right?
Like Hydra, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the worst cryptid?
What's the worst
cryptid? Worst cryptid.
I'm trying to think. There's a lot of takes on Bigfoot / Yeti. Big hairy man, which I feel like there could be some space wolves that just fit into that.
Big hair man. Did you know that Kansas has a cryptid? It's just a big worm.
Yeah, you've told me that.
It's called like Wormy Sammy.
That would be a pretty bad Space Marine chapter. Wormy Sammy.
The Wumpus Cat. What?